When we first got to Vietnam, it was sensory overload, but then you start to realize it's actually organized chaos and a lot of fun. We took a bus from the airport and found our way to the hotel. Got our lay of the land. Here is some pictures from the top of the hotel. And see at the end here is the big famous lake that's in Hanoi with the bridge and other things. So after we got settled in, took a walk, check out the sights.
Alright, here is the lake and the famous red bridge over to the temple. Alright, here is once again some of the nighttime activity. And there's some of the lights. Missile riders, lights. We are trying the famous egg coffee.
Dawn tried this egg and chocolate concoction she's starting here. This is the inside of the building, and of course you can see on the second floor overlooking the streets. The famous egg coffee was invented here in Hanoi. It's basically eggs, sugar, and condensed milk. It was made at a time when milk was not available in Hanoi.
The street looks very nice. Put the lights on. It's getting busy. At the top of breakfast area, and then look at the little freight train going about 1 mile per hour. There's some more. Look at them all out. There's more coming.
It's just
all over the
and
place.
they go just so slow, and even faster on the
And more flags.
In order to really get into the city, we scheduled a walking tour with local college kids. Did a great job showing us around the city, all the sights, and telling us a lot about the history. Very enjoyable. Here's the Shark Building, which has since been torn down. The tour took us through the main market areas, all types of vegetables and meat and everything you name. It was huge markets all through the city.
Is the old Quan Cha Gate, one of the original gates in town. Let's get all over the area. There's one of the cathedrals. The little town. Here's the market area. Meat, fish, veggies, fresh chickens.
Usually,
Train road. One side.
Everything else inside.
There's the other side there.
Of course, we had to stop and have another egg coffee and wait till the train went by.
Experience sitting by the railroad tracks, having a coffee, and then all of a sudden this train goes by. All right, perfect time. All right, here is the entrance. There is the earth, and then that is the sky, the round hole there. That's the second courtyard. And once again, this is in honor of Confucius. Here are Charles statues, and they would document graduations once they became doctors.
We toured the Temple of Literature, or otherwise known as Temple of Confucius. It's the first national university of Vietnam, and like the name, it was developed and taught the teachings of Confucius. One of the temples within this structure is featured on $100,000 dong note.
They came here a lot to the
Maybe like walk.
to praying.
Before the exam, they pray to pass. That's right. Is How Low Prison,
Or How Low Prison, or as Americans know it, Hanoi Hilton. It's part of history. We had to do it. It had some displays of how living was there. Very sad. It focused more on the French than it did the Americans. The Americans was actually pretty tame as far as for the Vietnam War.
Crossing the street. Don't mind this walk, bad this walk. Alright, here we are, getting to Ninh Binh.
We had to take a short bus trip from
little
Hanoi
space
to
here.
get there, but eventually wound up at Ninh Binh. And the first thing we did was hike up tons of stairs to get to this place called Dragon Mountain, which had amazing views.
They're all uneven, 600 steps I think they said. You gotta go up.
Yup.
Right. There are the Tom Lock boats. I was up at the Dragon, up there. And it was super slippery, partly because the rocks are warm because everybody's grabbing onto them, partly because I'm super hot and sweaty and so I'm slipping all over the rocks. Can't get a good grip. And then partly because the rocks are so dang high, like you have to like hoist your leg all the way up to your chin to climb up on them. It was a little challenging. You can see it kind of goes back. It's not just the head, it kind of goes all the way to the back. It's a little humps, but yeah, that was a bit of a challenge.
The hike up to Dragon Mountain, up 600 or so steps, was worth it. The views are stunning. Of course, Dawn and I went up to the Dragon's Head, which was another sort of a hike. I think we were the oldest people up that high.
Right, and the races have begun.
After the Dragon Mountain, our next stop at our tour was Tran Ang Boat Tours. It took us around different temples and monuments with old ladies rowing the boats. As
Coming out of the cave.
Alright, we are floating along. Looks like we're going into a cave or something over there. In Ninh Binh. That's supposedly where Skull Island was filmed. Oops. The air feels nice and cool though, I gotta say.
Yeah, it is nice.
Feels good.
Especially here is some area where the King Kong was done with Skull Island. Backside of the lake with all the koi fish. cave. No one knows about this one, except for 50,000 people a day. I'm gonna watch the movie again now. Well, what can I do? You get tourists around, I'm gonna do it. Massive forearms. Beast.
So the boat ride was pretty cool. The old lady would row us around for a little while. We'd stop at a temple or mausoleum, walk around there for a couple of minutes, get back in the rowboat, go through some of these caves like you see here, and once again the views, and it was very stunning.
There's no people. On. He causing trouble. There's the bike parade here. Oh boy, you're gonna drop that phone, I know it.
As part of the tour, we stopped and had lunch in this little countryside village, and then went bicycling through and saw these cows.
Here we go, back past.
And it was very enjoyable and worked off some calories.
Ooh. Hey Cal, nice seeing you again. Yo bud. Story of how he became king.
Here we are in the temple. So it's the temple of the king.
Anyone who loves to step in the temple with me, stand outside. Anyone who loves to walk, please go by yourself and finish to the top. Right.
This one here is the temple of the queen. The last day, we walked ourselves around the city and caught some things that we missed on the first couple days. Mainly a 4-story market.
Sorry?
And the other thing was the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum.
And going down here. It's a great big huge market, so like never ending. We're walking around the city. We're going to the indoor 4-floor market.
In Old Town Hanoi, we went to Dong Huan Market, which has a 3-story dry market inside with housewares, clothes, and dried foods, and a wet market outside with fruits, vegetables, live animals, including fish and birds.
Ooh, a little fountain inside. Walking along the presidential palace here. Big long walk. I guess they have the marches here and stuff at some point. On our last evening, we took in a water puppet show, which was most enjoyable. Vietnam surprised us in a good way. It had an amazing vibe, beautiful countryside, and great food. There's another coffee shop. I don't know if that's the one, Trung, or no?
In-flight safety. Buckle up your seat tight for you and family. Better end to the bucketeer. Click, fasten seatbelt every time you see lots of suitcase in the carry-on. Easy by stop when they take off. Turbulence, no worry, just sit still. Moments later we gone, it will. This is a non-smoking flight. It means no smoking, you know that, right? Smoke in the cabin, better learn, proceed. Follow emergency line to the nearest exit. 8 of them, 2 rear, 2 front, 4 middle. Change your pressure, mass in front of you. Place on your nose, smile, let the strap loose. If you go with a child or someone in need, put it on your purse, then help them please. Life vest under your seat in case emergency, we must evacuate. Put the handles and the wheel inflate. Obliterate to and spill right away. Lights and whistle for attention. This wrapping into long, but thank you for your attention. For more information, read the safety call at the seat pocket in front of you and let the show get started.